Good morning. It is Wednesday, July 26, 2023, 7:34 a.m. in my locale. Sorry about the waiting. And yes, I did make a video yesterday, and I'm because after the video I made and everything going sideways, I make a video, then I watch it. A little quality control. And after yesterday's video, I went, wow, that was a lot of reality with no filter, and I did not moderate myself. It was almost like the housing between reality, my mind, and my mouth all just didn't work out well. And so as a result, you got raw reality. And I know that raw reality has a tendency to do a couple different things. First of all, it has a tendency to wake people up, which is a good thing. It also has a tendency to piss people off, which has no value in me because I don't care. Hey. That has no value to me because I don't care if you're angry or not. You are in control of your own emotions, not me. And the third thing that it has to do is that as I review it, it makes me irritated. And I don't want to be irritated. I want to be happy. I want to be a happy guy, and I want to be a happy hermit, and I want to enjoy that because, let's face it, if I want to be unhappy, I go back into your society. There's the Karen from the HOA. Do this to go in the grocery store. Can't do that. Can't go over here. Useless this. Nonsense. I could go back there. It's why I left my occupation. It's why I left that entire space. Because it made me angry and unhappy. And do I really want to be angry and unhappy here in a place that brings me some peace and calm? No, I don't want to be that guy. So I'm in control of my emotions. I'm in control of that. So I said, you know what? I'm going to bank that video. Maybe we'll publish it on private. If somebody wants to see that one day and then they want to go scream at me, that's a possibility. We're not going to do that today. Today it was 82 degrees, which is nice. It is overcast because I think it's going to rain, but where are we? It's the rainy season in Florida. So if it rains, I get wet. And that's fine. Maybe it'll bring down the humidity for like 5 seconds. Maybe it'll bring out 5,000 mosquitoes. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't control the weather. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's pushing buttons and does control our weather, but it ain't me. So, let's move to our daily Zen poem, which is beautiful and small. All things are perfectly resolved in the unborn. That's Bankei, 1622-1693. Everything is perfect until it creates form. Form then can create impurities and issues. And impurities aren't always bad. Sometimes impurities are good. So I like that. All things are perfectly resolved in the unborn. From the guy who got up at 3:55, I know, thank you, 3:55 a.m., that's not so bad. But we did go to bed, like I said, yesterday was busy day. A lot of laundry, a lot of phone calls, a lot of this. So about 7:30, 7:45, I just went, I'm done. Took them out, went to bed. I got up at 3:55 a.m., right? We heard something outside. We don't know what it was, but it was enough to wake all three of us up. And at that point, it was, now we're up. So, our daily rune pull. And by the way, all these kids have eaten. They're already done. They're already ready to go. That's nice. That's a good one. The rune of fertility. I like that. Since we've pulled that before, we'll paraphrase that for you. I know, Bodhi. Fertility, new beginnings, the hero god. It is akin to the moon, the intuitive part of your nature that toward harmonizing and adjusting in the sphere of your personal relationships. The need to share, the yearning to be desired, a search after similarities. I don't have that, but a lot of people do. The completion of beginnings is what it requires. Finish something is the most important thing here. Well, that was me this morning. I had the entire counter was full of dishes, drying, drip drying over the night because I was running the dehydrator. I said, leave it all out. I'll take care of it in the morning. So from 4 o'clock this morning until now, it has been just walking in a circle and putting everything away. Now the place looks great. It may be timely that you complete a project. Make it your first priority. A difficult state of mind can be resolved and clarified and turned around. You must fertilize the ground for your own deliverance. Because if you don't help you, nobody else will, right, Mom? All things must change and cannot live permanently amid obstructions. This is your emergence from a closed chrysalis state. As you resolve and clear away the old, you will experience a release from tension and uncertainty. You may be required to free yourself from a rut, habit, or relationship. Not doing that. Even though the 28th is my 11th anniversary with Miss Carrie. So we're not releasing that. Habit is one thing. Maybe I'll take a different way to walk. Maybe I'll do this and that. Maybe we'll change our diet. But certain things cannot change. Cultural or behavioral pattern. Something that was proper to what you were, but you are now leaving behind. You have to be centered and grounded, free yourself from all wanted influences, and see the humor. You are prepared to open yourself to the will of heaven and can await your deliverance with calm certainty, which is a very hopeful message. Our little book, let's go over. If you know the field and day of battle, you can traverse 1,000 kilometers and assemble to engage in combat. If you do not know the field nor day of battle, then the left flank cannot aid the right, nor can the right flank aid the left. The front cannot aid the rear, nor can the rear aid the front. How much more so when the distant are some tens of kilometers away, and the near several kilometers away. Thus I say victory can be achieved. Even though the enemy is more numerous, they can be forced not to fight. I think we've read this before, but the idea is if you know where you're going to fight, and you're going to be able to move completely. If you don't know where you're fighting, well, then you don't know where you're going. One of my favorite phrases for that is the 7 P's, and I used to say that when I used to manage people and everything else. The 7 P's are always: prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Have at least an idea of where you're going, what you're doing, what's happening. I mean, it can change over time, but what it also has to do is you have to have a plan. You have to have something you can start with. And a lot of people live moment to moment. You know, my second wife was that way, and I've said this before online. She ran moment to moment. She was just a firefighter. She went from whatever crisis happened to whatever crisis happened to whatever crisis happened. But if you said to her, what's the forward plan? She would go, well, we'll just deal with the problems as they come. She didn't have a plan. Her plan was, I'll just solve the problems as they happen. Then again, she had a degree in math, so, that can't happen. You should have a forward plan. I have a plan today. My plan is I have to go to work, right? I don't know exactly what's happening. I don't know how many tours I have. I don't know how many houseboats have to come in. I don't know anything. But I know that I have to show up, and then I have to analyze the surroundings, and then I have to make plans based on that. So my first plan is get in and get oriented. Not just show up and see what has to be done. No. My plan is I have to go in, get my coffee, ring in, go to the office, take a look around, say, okay, how many tours do we have? All right, look at the big board. How many houseboats we got? And make my forward plan from there. So that is not firefighting. That is saying my first plan is get in and get the data. And then get oriented on the data. And then make decisions based on the information. That's what the little book says. Well, since I got the little guy right here, and he's awake, we're going to go in the right direction here. Come here. Your obligatory case of... Oh, with a snort right out of the box. Your obligatory case of you begins now. Yeah? You're a good boy? Yeah, you were a good boy. Bodie's getting a little rambunctious yard, so I gotta go get him. Hang on. Come here, Wiggles. The wiggling of the butt. Come here. Urgh. Back it up, big guy. Ugh. And now for your quiet moment of Bodie. Who is a very good boy. He is a good alerter. Somebody stopped by the door the other day, and I opened the door, and I said, hang on a sec. I put my hand out. He ran right over my hands, and he went right out and went after the person that was there. Started to bite on his shoes. I was like, that's a good boy. You know, he really wants to protect the space. If it's got wheels, he hates it. He's a good boy. Good boy. Going down. All right. So again, today's plans of work. I'm well rested. I did not get everything done I wanted to get done. I didn't have enough information to do one or two things I want to do. Hopefully I'll have a little space time today. If I do, I will take advantage of that. Okay. So that's an important thing. My message for you guys today after reading everything is, it's perfect as it stands. Complete something important and understand to make appropriate plans to succeed. Don't just wing it. Don't just give it 5 minutes. Get a cup of coffee, get a cup of tea, sit down and go, all right, where are we going to go from here? That is probably going to be your best success. And again, because I'm dealing with my anniversary coming up, and given everything that's going on in Miss Carrie's, you know, that makes things a little more difficult. But it isn't insurmountable. It isn't something we shouldn't conquer. So, what we're going to do right now is we're going to encode this video. We're going to let these kids go OUT. I'm going to change my shirt, as you can see in the background, and I'm going to go to work. Because today is going to be an effective work day, whether they want it to be or not, because I'm going to make it effective. Make your day effective. Okay? Let's sign off the right way. If you don't take care of you, nobody else will. Thank you, Mom. Are they like-minded? Do they share your values? Do they have something to offer? Or no to any of these questions? Out you go. We have nothing to offer you. Shut the door and lock it. It's too late to be kind. It's too late to extend your hands because they're just going to get smacked or they're going to call you names. They wanted us this way. They wanted us divided. You got it. Now we're tribal again. And guess what? It works. Because tribes are small communities and communities take care of themselves. So take care of your community. And don't take any horseshit from anybody. The more horseshit you accept, the more you're going to get. Say no. Be solid about it. See you tomorrow. Oh, and I'll see you tonight. It's Wednesday. I'll see you tonight. Bye.